How do they listen?
How do they? Oh, go to www.kuhsdenver.com.
It's like what's on the wall. The new website.
It's on the wall.
And then people can call in if they want to ask questions too. Glasses, no glasses? Glasses, no glasses?
No.
Glasses, no glasses?
I like both, but no today.
No.
Okay, we're about 2 minutes. We're good for a couple minutes.
I'm like, oh, we're in here just jamming, doing the salsa. What's up with that?
We're live right now, so they're seeing us.
Are we?
Yeah.
What up? We're getting ready. Yes. Pre-show. You see how we do it.
Can they hear this music?
Huh?
Can they hear this music?
Can they hear it? Yeah.
So fun.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited about what we're gonna be bringing to the table.
Me too. And I'm kind of I'll tell you some stuff when we're done.
Okay. Real talk.
But yeah, because I'm getting ready to transition from radio to television. Like I want my hair like right. Like there's some stuff I gotta get TV ready for.
On point. We gotta be on point.
Yes.
Streaming live.
All right. He's gonna announce us. I really like his voice. He has a really good voice.
Are you watching Q's?
Yeah. It's about to end.
Are you watching Q's over there? Who am I watching? It's just live the whole time?
It's just like the whole time. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to The Source on KUHSdenver.com with your host, Angie, and her amazing guest, Miss Danya Gale on KUHSdenver.com.
Hey y'all, it's Angie. We are back again, and guess what? Oh my goodness, I have so much to share with you from the last show. We are getting ready to roll out our premiere TV show with The Source. It's going to be a spinoff of the radio talk show. And we're really going to be addressing a lot of complex, controversial issues because, as you know, The Source does not speculate. We go directly to the source. So we're going to be bringing on so many different types of people from the hard knock university, from the streets that have really made change, really have done significant things. And this is going to be a legacy change platform for us and for a lot of people that we are going to be catering to with our audience and our viewers. And so today I want to announce my co-host, who is going to be Miss Danya Gale. She has had a significant history with television, with radio. She just has a drive and a passion. So I felt it was very necessary for us to come together and collaborate to bring our forces and really hit on issues. Our show is going to be fun. It's going to be serious, but it's also going to be fun, and it's going to allow the community of here in Denver, across the board nationally, for a lot of people to come together that are heavy hitters, that are wanting to bring about change, wanting to start like networking processes with the TV. We're going to be in a live studio. We're going to start streaming that stuff live. We're going to be showing that on Denver Open Media channel 57 and 56. So it's going to be very, very significant. We're looking to also hit like internationally. So we have a lot of big projects that are forthcoming here very, very soon. But before we get the show started, before you get to learn a little bit more about my co-host, Danya, I'm going to swear her in. As you guys know, that we tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And so with that being said, Danya, welcome to my show, to our show.
Thankful to be here. It's awesome.
So do you today, this day, swear to tell the whole truth? Look, she's even raising up her hand, her right hand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God. Angela, you know I'm all about the truth. There's so many areas I've worked in my past where they're not always telling the truth. And it's more important than ever to talk about the truth, the reality, community, what's really happening to people, and how to get people through transition, to get them aware, to have them learn about chosen advocates, other things that we're doing. So this television, radio platform is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm looking forward again to telling the whole truth and nothing but.
Awesome, awesome. Well, share a little bit with us, with the listeners, a little bit about your history, your passion, what you're going to bring to the table with the source, with us collaborating. Just share a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I've had a wonderful eclectic background. I've worked in corporate America. I've been a director, a manager. I've traveled the nation. I've done so many different things. And then I moved into media and broadcasting through public speaking and things like that. People are like, you need to do this. And I really found my gift in talking to people, relating to people, and taking community action. My main focus, formerly with the Women's Broadcasting Network, was women and talking about real issues, talking about entrepreneurship, how to get started doing things like that. So I've been an entrepreneur as well. I love business building. I love talking to people about, once again, the truth, what happens to you, what the in-between time of starting a business, saving money, building up, the hardship that you faced, family, all of the things that you're talking about, I've worked with in the past. So with that eclectic background, it brings me here to this seat. Yes. We work together with Chosen Advocates, and that's actually how we met.
I know. Well, you know, how I met Danya was through the Women's Broadcasting Network when we were rolling out and doing promotion and marketing for our National Human Trafficking Summit, because as you all know, I am the founder and president of Chosen Advocates, where we are advocating for a lot of children that are being taken advantage in child sex trafficking. A lot of times people don't think that that's happening in our communities, but it really is. And knowing that that was happening here in Denver, that really motivated me and moved me into an area of saying, you know what, I'm going to stand up for the weak. I'm tired of hearing these things that are happening to our children, and we're really bypassing it. You know, a lot of people, they say, oh, human trafficking, well, that happens in other countries. Absolutely right. Not. It is happening here in Denver. We are in the top 10 cities in the nation. And so for me to get started into that arena and really being that voice, being that leader of choice, to really stand up for those that are weak, because these people that are in this modern day slavery, especially these children, they're hopeless. And so when I came into that, that's how we found each other. Mm-hmm. And how you had interviewed me on what we were doing, and we just had that charisma on the shows. I came on the show a few times with you, and it just seemed like we were just throwing off all this energy, and it just felt like, wow, you know, we're going to do something big together. We didn't know what, because we had a lot of conversations about that. But that's how we met. And then when the National Human Trafficking Summit started, maybe like a couple months before that, I was like, look, I'm looking for an MC for my summit. This is something that's going to be significant. It's going to be something that is pioneer work. And we are, I mean, it was elegant. It was at Infinity Park Event Center. We had a lot of people involved with us. We had a lot of media sponsors. That's how I got involved with KUHS Denver. They were a media sponsor. And now they're like, hey, you should do a show. And, you know, things have been, you know, rolling out and going before me as like, you know what? This is amazing. You know, all the gifts and all of the different talents that have come my way, I'm being able to utilize that in many different forms and fashions. So to bring you on as an MC, it was amazing. And we had a lot of people there from all across the nation, from Washington, D.C. We had federal people. We had the UN there. We had legislators, policy writers. And you did such a phenomenal job with capturing the spotlight and really exuberating all of our guests that came on. They felt very honored to have you, you know, reel them in. Hey, this is who's coming on next. And it was just a beautiful thing. The video of that is actually going to be rolled out here this year for other people to learn a little bit about what we're doing with Chosen Advocates. But the source is something different. We're touching on some real talk. we're touching on some things that a lot of people don't want to talk about, or they're scared to talk about. Just like we were talking about human trafficking.
Right.
You know, my first show that we did here with The Source was with a former pimp who was on the documentary American Pimp, and he actually wrote American Pimp. And it was very controversial,
Yes.
as you can tell, because I'm an advocate, right?
Things
I'm like,
that people don't talk about over coffee.
No,
The
no.
Source is talking about everything else.
Yes. And so now that you have come back from Houston, because I know you were in Houston,
Yes.
I was like, look, Danya, we got to collaborate together. I'm doing something in regards to television. And I really need someone that I can collaborate with, someone that can bring it with me to talk about these hard topics, but to make it fun, to let people know about like these politicians that are doing things in our communities, or these community leaders. A lot of people may like, oh, you know what? State Representative Rhonda Fields, I know the work that she does, but I don't really know her as a person. And so with the radio and TV, people are going to start learning who these people are as a person. And we're going to call people on what they say that they're going to be doing in community. You know, people can talk all day long. Hey, this is what I'm going to do about community, or these are the things that I'm going to try to pass because they want to get the people's vote. And then a year later, they really ain't doing anything.
Well, there's a sense of relatability that has to happen. You can't just be out there talking about it anymore. I'm going to use a brief example, and I love this show, but The View, right? They get on and they talk and they communicate and they say this and that, and they all are giving their opinions, but there's no call to action. We need to know the truth. What is really happening? Who are you? Where do you go when you're not on air saying that you're doing A, B, C, and D? It needs to happen. We have to get the information out there, and talking to you and bringing these people, what they do, how they do it to light, really is going to make a difference. And then we're going to have lots of fun, like you said.
Yes.
And really the source, we really have to find the truth. Social media is out there. All of these things are happening, but we need to find what is really relative, what we relate to in all demographics. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter the ethnic background. People need to relate, take action, and take authority over their life. And that part of the truth is huge, huge. And you can have fun doing it. You can have fun living life, talking, being out there, but you have to be about it. And so The Source is going to be an excellent, excellent show, everyone, where you can tune in, see what's happening, relate, and join us on amazing relative topics. And then I want to talk really briefly back to emceeing about chosen advocates. That's something I wouldn't have even just said, hey, I want to learn about sex trafficking. I want to know about this because it's a very sensitive subject. So Chosen Advocates was huge for me because of your excellence in promoting it, the event, how you talked about it, how you had national leaders on there. The reason why it was so easy for me to MC that is because it was heartfelt work. And I so much talk about this work of worth. And that's what we're doing here. We're not just on air and everybody listen in. This is something that people really can listen into and get something back. So I just thank you for having me here. And we're going to do amazing things. And that work of worth, I say to everyone, find it. If you're going to your job every day, Angela works every day.
Every day.
And
I'm a director too.
And she found a way.
Hats.
Absolutely. Find a way to do something else, to get involved in the community, to listen to shows like this, and actually take action.
Absolutely. So, you know, share with us, Danya, a little bit about like, what do you see? I know that we were talking about kind of like the vision on the premiere of the first rollout of our show, which is going to be March 12th. We are going to have some heavy hitters that are going to be on our show. We actually have State Representative Beth McCain and Mike Kerrigan, who's also her counterpartner, who they're running for Denver DA. You know, with the county of Denver, looking at all of the different prosecutions that have happened in that county with the former DAs and kind of what's been happening, Denver's county is a beast. And to be able to sit in that position as a leader and having these two people come on, it's going to be really interesting, where we're going to be talking about like history of what has happened with Denver County, the rights and the wrongs that have been done to other individuals, maybe of ethnicity. We're going to look at all of those different kinds of things, and we're going to really talk about real talk. And we're going to get to know who these people are. We're going to get to know what their hobbies are. And before that, we're going to have like a pre kind of like little party before the live show. where we can have 100 people that are going to RSVP from the public to come and participate and be in the studio at Denver Open Media, which is going to be quite exciting.
Right.
Where people that may be entrepreneurs, maybe, people that are starting their new businesses, maybe people that are out in the public, different leaders that want to collaborate with other people and they just don't know how to network. We're going to be providing before every show, that type of pre-party to kind of just celebrate on the topics that we're going to be discussing, people to talk to one another, collaborate with one another so that we can join forces, because there's power in numbers.
Absolutely. And that engagement with people being in the audience, seeing the topics and the people that we're talking about. Did you say there would be food there?
Oh, there's going to be food. Yes, there's going to be chefs. There's going to be caterers that want to participate and sponsor so that they can get their name out there amongst the people that are going to be participating in the audience. The audience is going to be able to ask questions for our guests. It might be getting heated too. We might have to have some bouncers, because I'm like, I know this ain't going to be Jerry Springer and all, but sometimes people might get rubbed raw in regards to specific things that we're going to be talking about. But I'm thinking about even having some bouncers.
They might need to come, but listen,
something might get toe up.
We'll be. Real talk, real time.
Real talk, straight
real
up.
Women, real result. So it'll be really engaging. That's what I love about it. It's not just a straightforward, here's what we're going to talk about in politics or community today. We're really going to be relatable. So audience, come see this. Be a part of that 100 people out there who get to see and talk and share, and then build your business, build your network, and meet new people. And that's what this is about. That's always, you will hear me say this, the call to action. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? We're at a time where you cannot complain about, I just don't know anyone and I don't know what's happening. Jump onto social media, connect with the radio show, come see the source live, be a part of it. Who knows, you could be a guest. We're finding real people, real results, the truth.
The truth, and nothing but the truth.
But
so help us God.
Yeah, it'll be awesome to talk to them too, because I always want to know, who are they behind the scenes? They have speech writers. They have all these different things that happen. I want to know, what are you really saying? And you can get a good feel of people from the heart and core of them in person.
Absolutely.
And then you can guide your vote that way. And you can guide where you want to participate, maybe in their campaign, maybe in a campaign against them. And that's one huge thing I love about the source, is that we don't take sides.
We don't.
We are
bipartisan.
here to share the information. You can make an informed decision on your own with what we're talking about, with what the news is talking about. Make your own decision. But at the source, we're definitely talking the truth and sharing it in a very relative way.
Absolutely. And then we're going to also be hitting on a lot of topics that, we live in a world where there's a lot of divorce that takes place, where a lot of relationships are very rocky. A lot of people, they wear multiple masks. They can't be who they are. And to me, true authenticity is so vitally important. And to empower people to have and find that greatness within them is really important. And so for us, we know that we're power speakers, we're public speakers. And so I know that the source is going to also provide opportunity to be able to empower people to really come and bring and find that greatness, because I'm not only great. Every individual has that greatness within them.
With your host,
oh wow! Woo! He's about to eat us. Wow!
That boots on. I'm ready.
Let me get my, what is the little lasso you in, baby.
Well, that was a brief little radio excerpt. But also, you were talking about the things that we're going to talk about. And there's something I'm going to bring up, and I haven't talked to you about it yet. But it's the truth in transition. I've been writing about this on LinkedIn and other places. I've been getting huge response about what happens when you're in transition, moving from either a divorce or a career change, working on your own, doing all these different things, and the hardship that you face in between, how to get through that, how to face it financially, how to still be involved in the community and give back, and really get to where you're supposed to be. And I can definitely see in you're finding it. You have found your niche with Chosen Advocates, talking and speaking on the radio. I've found that I can take my real life experience that may have been criticized at some point, that may have been judged.
We all know those haters, right?
Oh my God.
Those nice haters always try to cut you down, saying, you can't do that. Or, what do you think you're doing? Who does she think she is? Or who does he think he is? Just
Yep.
because there's that confidence that a person may exhibit. It's not arrogance. It's
No,
confidence that we
confidence.
know who we are.
And that there is something greater. I may not have taken the best route to get there, but there is something greater. And my career really is evolving, taking those risks. And everyone's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Why aren't you doing A, B, C, and D? Because I'm doing what I know to do and how God is leading me to help other people, to empower other people. And that's my truth. And I empower other people to find theirs. And that's all you have to do. So you know what? If there's no haters, you're not doing anything right.
Right? They're going to be biting on the back of your ankles. They're going to be looking at my back because you know what? I'm really careful. And listeners, let me tell you something. I'm sure that you guys have experienced people that have been judgmental, people that have always tried to cut you down, because some people, they can't find that confidence within themselves, and they really don't want to see anybody. Misery loves company.
Absolutely.
And so if you allow people to have that type of misery, type of negative perspective, and you don't have those boundaries of who you're allowing into your sphere of influence, you're going to get sucked in, and you're going to get around that negative, those feelings that are just going to tear you down. And for us with the source, we might talk about complex issues that might be negative, that might be, things that people don't want to talk about. But we're going to also hit on the positive perspective and really enforce change. Some people may not like it, but that's okay. We're going to talk about the truth. We're going to look at different avenues, and it's going to be from all areas of the spectrum. It's going to be from the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. And so looking at people that might have an opinion about this, someone that's a professional that maybe hasn't had real life experiences with maybe losing a child from, gun violence or gang violence or whatever the situation may be, or may lose a child from suicide, or may have lost a family member because of drugs or any type of addiction, may have lost, families because of maybe HIV infection, and, living in a poor, type of environment, social economic environment. Those are the things that really impact our communities, and we cannot turn our eyes away from that anymore.
We can't. And then there's the poor me, and you can't do the poor me syndrome anymore. It just cannot happen. There's too many avenues for you to actually get out there and talk about the truth. So when you're talking about all these different things, single parenting moms, single parenting families, like you're talking about divorce and all that, there are ways to overcome that. There are ways to support systems, other ways to get through that. I am a single parenting mom for 20 years now, and it hasn't.
You need a bronze medal, or actually a gold medal. Here's a gold star, sister.
I don't need a gold star. I'm so grateful to God for what He has done for me and shown me in that. I have two amazing kids, and my son is an actor and model in LA. He's doing great. He just left yesterday. My daughter's 15. She survived heart surgery and has had a lot of amazing things going on. She has her, her idea of fashion and modeling and all of that. They're all inspired. So I am, one of the greatest things that I talk about all the time, and it's on my Facebook page, is being a mom. I love being a mom because I get to see that I had the opportunity and blessing to raise two beautiful souls who are on their way doing great things. And the reason why I bring up single parenting is because a lot of people don't like to talk about that. If you're not married, you're not good. If you're not this, you're not that. But so many people stay in horrible relationships, which damages 2 to 5 people versus standing on their own.
Right.
So there's so many different things that we can talk about in that area. The gun violence, huge.
Very huge.
And the moms behind that, the parents behind that, where do these things happen? How do we correct it? How do we do things better? And we're not going to save the world in one show or 5 shows or 7 shows.
But we're going to bring about change. Absolutely. And the thing is too, like with the male perspective, I really want to embrace, with fathers. I have a gentleman who is a women's rights champion, who is actually going to be coming on. I also have another gentleman who was also at my national summit with family reunification. He is a champion father as well. And really talking about men, strong men that are leaders to first lead their homes, lead their children, regardless, if there's a breakup in a relationship. Sometimes adults need to to act like adults. You cannot use children as Russian roulette. You cannot use them as ammunition towards one another. It's really important not to be speaking negative, and we're going to talk about topics like that because a lot of times with the male gender, what I found with a lot of my friends that are fathers and great fathers, a lot of times there's that animosity that women can have, and they can use their children. And there's this division,
women
and
down.
it's like it's like breaking the foundation. I don't know if you guys know, as listeners, that's going to be coming up during the Father's Day show that we're going to be rolling out. So stay tuned on that. But listeners, have you ever, or do you know of someone that has been a champion father, and this situation has happened? And I really want to tell you that we got to wake up and we got to think about the statistics in regards to how our children are being fathered. 90% of America's children are unfathered. Why is that? Why is that? And is that the breakdown? Is that something that we need to address as a community? And so that's what the source is going to be doing in regards to engaging movements of people that are wanting to bring about change from the grassroots up. We need to do something. We need to be effective. We can't live for us and ours and our white picket fence and my bank account and my ride. I mean, those things are nice. Trust me, I got a lot of nice things.
That is not the truth.
But I don't live for that.
Right.
I live for something bigger and greater outside of me. And we got to wake up. Who wants to do something great? But sometimes it's just like that hustle bustle, kind of going through the motions, that robotic type of movement through your day. And it's like we lost that sense of community.
What happens is people end up thriving in the wrong place. So they're striving to be someone that they're not, when they should really be thriving for the authentic person that they are. Every single person out there has something within them that they love to do, like to do, wants to share with the community, the public, and they need to take action on it. And what happens is you get all this talk about you and you can't do that and you're not good enough and this negativity. So your question is very true. What part will you take in the community? You have to start with yourself. You have to start with the truth. What is the truth about what you really love and what you really care about? It is not your job. And if it's your job, you can still thrive there, but what are you going to do outside of that in order to give back to the community?
Let me tell you, girl, I'm an RN by profession.
Right.
And so when I first started my nursing career, I was a trauma 2 ICU nurse, and I seen death up close and personal. And I did not ever see a person that was on their deathbed asking for all of their awards, asking for their pocketbook to see how much is in their bank account. I didn't see not one of them asking for those things. I saw every single person asking for their family members to say goodbye. It's also real. And we live to die. And everything in between is, are you going to be a legacy maker? Are you going to be a mover and a shaker? Are you going to do something to impact yourself, impact the world around you? Or are you just going to live? Are you just going to live mediocre? Don't listen to what society has to say. That, just because you don't have an education, you can't go far. Trust me, if you have vision, if you have passion, if you have goals, get yourself around people that know more than you.
Yes, there's
Bill Gates. Bill Gates, that's what he did.
There's a ton of information on the internet. You can school yourself. How do I know? Because there's so many things that I've done on the internet where I have learned. YouTube, certifications, Blogspot, all these different things. But you have a voice, and you definitely need to get out there and use it. And the other purpose of that is to do things on purpose for purpose. And that's what we're going to talk about. Hopefully some of the things that we're going to be sharing on the source will ignite some things within you to be partake in the community and things like that. And another thing, I work with Triangles. I have a management and consulting company, and this is what we do. It means try this angle. Many years ago, it started as a nonprofit for single parenting moms. And what I did is empower women. I didn't want to come to their aid and give them diapers and just help them out with daycare and all of that, but empowering women to really think different. So it was called Triangles, Tryangles, try this angle. And over the last 10 years, it's kind of emerged. And what we really do is help people in management and consulting, no matter where you are financially. You can have $0. Do not let money be an issue.
Don't let it be an issue. Just have the passion, y'all.
Have the passion. The passion will direct you. You hear so many people public speaking and saying, just go for it, just go for it. The truth is, you have to do it. So we transition triangles. We help in PR, we help in social media, but we really help people find what they want to do and how to do it better. So that's
awesome.
part of my background. I could talk about so many different things that I've done. Some people, though, have criticized and said, listen, you've done so many things, and what the heck are you really going to do with that? But now I tell you listeners out there, take that eclectic background, use it for the good, because the world is moving quickly and fast, and they need all areas of your talent. They need all areas of your mind and your voice. And it really has benefited me so much over the years. And now we have an audience to share that with.
That is so awesome and amazing. So, I want to let people know that you can find out more as to what's going to be evolving with The Source. We have a Facebook page called The Source Talk Show, and there's going to be a lot of upcoming things. We're actually going to be getting a lot of different type of sponsors that want to get behind us to push a lot of things out into the community, out into our nation, and hopefully international.
Mhm.
I have big vision for this.
World
and so
vision, yes.
I'm telling you, I think this is going to be something that is going to be great, and hopefully we can provide that platform for people to become something outside of themselves, to learn something. People die because of lack of knowledge, because they are not educated right on a specific topic that a lot of people are not really talking about. And so we want you guys to go to our Facebook, like it, find out what's going on. There's going to be a lot of different video promos that are going to be taking place. We are going to start pushing out the RSVP for the audience for our first premiere show on March 12th. So be looking for that. I do want to talk about the National Human Trafficking Summit that Chosen Advocates is actually going to be participating out in San Jose, California. And that's going to be September 23rd and 24th. We are super stoked about this because we did something that has never been done in our country here in Denver. And that is dealing with the implications of child sex trafficking, human trafficking on the medical, physiological perspective and how it affects a person, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and looking at how can we treat these victims to restore them to at least some type of functionality. And a lot of people weren't talking about holistic because the medical profession was so behind in regards to what this topic is. And so we addressed it. We addressed it from all different angles at our national summit, and now we got partners out in San Jose. We have Firehouse Community, and Firehouse Community is actually dealing with gangs and rehabilitating gang members off of the streets, because San Jose was known for a lot of like gang homicidal activity, like murders. And so Dr. Sunny and Linda Lara implemented Firehouse Community to go into the school systems to work with legislators, policy writers, to be able to rehabilitate gang members off the street, because a lot of times they might be felons or whatever, and a lot of people don't want to deal with that, and so they're staying with what they know. So they would go to these gang members, and they would charge or pay them like $22, $23 an hour to take them off the streets, give them life skills, give them a scholarship to go to college, and it just changed the murder rate significantly. And they've been doing that for about 10 years. So they partnered with Chosen Advocates, and we are getting ready to roll out our second annual National Human Trafficking Summit in San Jose, California. We are going to have some heavy hitters that are going to be coming nationally that have been doing great things with like juvenile lifers, with maximum security prisons, and have been doing a lot of different kinds of things, spokespeople that are going to be coming to that. So it's amazing what's going to be happening here in 2016, not only with The Source, but with Chosen Advocates. We have a huge network, and we have a lot of other people that are jumping on board in regards to the different platforms that we're going to be able to push out into the community. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this too because it took a model and a risk of you, Angela, going and saying, I want to do something and I want to start it. So when we started at Xfinity Park here in Colorado, that model was so phenomenal. It got picked up and now it's moving to California. Hopefully it'll be moving nationwide and throughout the world. And through that, I'm going to tell this story. I think I called you from Houston, and I hope you don't mind that I'm sharing this, but this was such revelation knowledge to me about how it is very real and in our communities. And yes, even in Colorado, again, like you stated, at the top 10 states, who is this happening to? So I go work on this project in Houston and I'm there for like a week. The first week I was there, I'm listening to these speakers. I'm watching Angela. They're sharing very raw, very vivid information that is really quite heart-wrenching and heart-piercing regarding sex trafficking, who it involves, how it gets started, and how these young ladies and young men get trapped in this. Well, we went to a place, it was a Starbucks, and my daughter ran in and she just had to go to the restroom. We're in Houston for all of 3 days. And all of the questions, there was a gentleman standing outside of the bathroom with a family, and he's waiting for my daughter to come out of the bathroom. And he asked her questions like, where's your phone at? Where's your family? What are you doing here? He has a tattoo on his neck. The people with him also have tattoos on their neck. He's asking all these questions that I learned from chosen advocates, that this could be prey for a sex trafficker to take my daughter. So she comes out, she goes, Mom, this guy just asked me these questions and this and this, and she's explaining it to me in detail. Now, what I now know about chosen advocates, about sex trafficking, all of this shocked me. I had no words. You can almost hear it in my voice right now. Had I not known, had I not taught my daughter, had I not been working with you, she recognized it right away. She came to the car, saved her life, literally. And I asked her, what did they look like? I said, they looked like they were a family. I said, but that could have been the partners that they worked with. And I said, did they all have like some type of tattoo or mark? Absolutely, because that means they're all in the same system, if you will. So I wanted to thank you on air, live in front of the world, to say thank you for sharing what you did at Chosen Advocates. And so many people need to hear this. You have daughters and sons out there. This is not just affecting young ladies and teens.
These are affecting babies.
These are affecting babies and children. And these people prey on them and they are making money behind it. And that is their driving force. And they have no sense of humanity. They have no sense of consciousness. And they get in this system and they just keep going and going. Money. And it's everywhere. It's it could be your next door neighbor. They prey on schools. They prey on all these different places. And I had a very sensitive heart. I was not ready for that type of talking. I'd helped women in business and empowerment and all that. But now that I have a 15-year-old daughter, I took a step back, breathed all of that information that I learned at the event in, and it really affected my family. So I'm looking forward to being in California, talking about that, empowering more people, working with all of your amazing network. I have a network that I will definitely be connecting to that.
See, guys, that's what it's all about. Power in numbers.
Yes.
That's what we're looking to do here on The Source. We're talking about real talk. We're talking to put things, we're looking at putting real things out in the public. We look at all of this fantasy kind of world, as you would say, all this pushing of marketing and branding and, buy more, get more, those types of things, which is not a bad type of thing. But a lot of times our children are so stuck on this social media, Instagram,
it's fraudulent. I'm just going to say it.
All these different kinds of things. I mean, it could be good. It could be good. It could be used for good, but a lot of times it can be used for straight up negative. We want people to know the truth. We want people to know who the heavy hitters are in their communities, and we want to really empower you guys. So we're looking forward to doing that. We're getting close to, our show being, over. Because it was a short session today, but I did want to let everybody know what is to come. Again, you guys need to get up on this. If you're not, I'm going to tell you, you're going to miss out because we're on the bus.
Yes,
the wheels go round and round. The wheels are on the bus. Either you're going to be on the bus with us, you got a ticket. If not, I don't know what to tell you. But we want to empower you, want to engage you. Our next show, the next show here at the radio station is going to be with Charlotta Evans. This woman has such a story to share with you. She lost her 3-year-old son to a stray bullet, gang violence. And as hard as that is, she took that negative situation and she turned it around to be an advocate for juvenile lifers. She went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court and used her story, got a bill passed in regards to trying to rehabilitate juvenile lifers. The story that she is going to bring is going to be knocking your socks off. You may cry, you may need some tissue, you may, get indignant with wanting to do something and help this woman with what she's doing within her community and in the lives of these people that have maybe made a bad choice and now they have an opportunity to turn it around. Her counterpartner, Sean Taylor, he was actually a juvenile lifer. He ended up getting out once the bill was passed to, get him out of the system. He got rehabilitated. The stuff that he is doing is amazing. This is what's happening to our children, guys. If we do not have children that are fathered and parents that are not being parents and just doing their own thing, our kids can get in a lot of mess. Our kids can be manipulated and they can be torn down through the system because we all have laws. Even the system isn't really working like it should. So we need those champions to rise up. We need those people to take that step and to really know what's going on in your community. So I tell you, do not miss my next show here in the next 2 Thursdays. You don't want to miss it. So that's going to be coming up. And, again, go to our Facebook, The Source Talk Show, like it, follow us, RSVP because we only have 100 spots for our live audience studio. And there's going to be a lot of cool people that are going to be there. Come and hang out, come and have a few drinks with us, come and have some food. Let's just get that networking party going on, and then we'll get on with our live show. It's going to be exciting. So again, thank you guys for listening. Until next time.
Bye. Thank you. See you guys March 12th.
All right.
Yeah, I had to cut it off because I think we were just
a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. So you're not just doing politics.